All right, party people in the place to be, vandals, and all you renegades out there. This is a brand new episode of How We Get Here, and yeah, we're gonna be doing another interview. We have a special I'm not sure if we say it should say announcement, but like there's gonna be something we got to talk about. It's pretty serious at the end of the show. So if you're a fan, if you like the show, if you care about the community and stuff, please stick around for it. It's going to be kind of touching. So yeah, just wanted to put that out there. But before we get into that, like we got some stuff to promote, and we got a good friend of the show here tonight. Go ahead and introduce yourself again, sir. How are you doing tonight?
Pretty good. Well, I'm Steph Dumais, creator of Renegade XL900 and publisher at Bloody Gore Comix. Mm-hmm. So I specialize in trashy horror comics.
Yeah. Some good stuff. You got quite a lineup of books now under your imprint. You have about a dozen titles?
About 20. Some of them are out of print. I wish I could reprint them all, but at some point there's budgetary concerns.
Do you still have copies of what's the one, Cat Call?
Cat Call? I do. Yeah.
Yes, I'll have to get some copies of that. I'll have to check. Do you have add-ons on your campaign? Can I get that through the campaign add-ons?
Yeah, well, actually the campaign I'm using like a backer kit once the campaign is over, and there you can use
add it on there.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
I'll have to remember to look for that when I do the backer it.
Yeah, that one always catches my eye too. Like I can't find the film for it either. Like I know that there's a film that's made about it too. I can't find it anywhere though. Do you know where I could?
I'll hook you up.
Okay, cool.
It's the director, the guy who made the movie. He sells the movies directly, so I'll provide a link.
Okay.
Nice. Awesome. It's much appreciated. Oh,
Mama Goose
in the house. Mama Goose, yeah, Mother Goose. One of our friends, that's his mom's. His name's Goose, and we call her Mother Goose. Yeah. So we're here to. Steph has a Kickstarter running for Renegade XL900 issue 3, which will be the final issue of that series. It's a 3-issue series, and this will be the final issue for that. The Kickstarter is running now as we speak. I think there's about a week left.
Yeah, I think 6 days or 7. Yep,
something like that.
Yeah, about a week.
And you were close to funding. When I checked this morning, I don't know. 98%. So pretty much funded, more or less. Just 2%, which I'm sure you can do 2% in a week, no problem.
Yeah. No worries.
Yeah, usually by like if you're at like what is it about 75% at the last 2 days, you're pretty much gonna fund. That's kind of
close to it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So like since you're at 98, yeah, you're probably gonna go over by a little bit, hopefully. You know,
I hope so. Yeah. I even included the new option that Kickstarter provides for
leaving it open afterwards.
Late pledges, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I've seen a few people use that now. I think it's pretty handy, you know, like
no more excuses.
Yeah.
So man, issue 3 is Barbie-Toes, or however you say his name, gonna go down. That's the base show. Yeah. And like like the end of issue 2, you're not really sure, you know what I mean? Like he might be pulling a fast one after the big. So the thing I like about this book a lot is that it's all just one big action set piece, you know what I mean? It's just one huge action scene, which is pretty cool that you have like this like 3 oversized issues that just, you know what I mean, that are just this one fight, that's really fun, you know what I mean? Like we were talking about it on a book we covered like earlier this month. A lot of people, they try to cut the action down, they try to keep it in a couple panels, and then that's fine and all, you know what I mean? I understand, but it's boring at some point, you know what I mean? Sometimes just like draw it out, you know what I mean? Show us the Donnie Yen kung fu action, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It's what I enjoy the most drawing, so this book was a great opportunity to do that. I've had people tell me, well, it goes by so fast, it's just action. I said, well, that's the whole point.
Yeah, unless you're Zack Snyder and then you put all your action in slow motion, and your movie lasts 3 hours.
I mean, I'm hoping the level of detail that I put into the pages keeps people looking at the pages longer.
Yeah,
I don't know. Zack Snyder might adapt this, man. This is kind of right up his alley, and then we probably could get like a good 3 hour long.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So, what? Like, I see a bunch of different influences in this. Well, from me personally, when I was reading it, like, I get like, you get a little bit of like that RoboCop vibe.
Oh yeah.
You get a little bit of what was it? I was. What was I saying? It's like a mix of RoboCop, almost like Excalibur, like King Arthur. Because of the old man with the, Merlin who like sends him off on his missions, and like Mad Max, kind of those three things rolled up into one. Yeah.
I wanted to give it like a it's like in the future, but I wanted to give it like a legendary kind of almost fantasy like feel to it.
Yeah, like,
for me, I get like a Battle Angel Alita a little bit.
That's the main influence.
With some Clive Barker. I don't know, the guy showing up with the cube at the beginning, like very Hellraiser-ish. Plus all the gore, you know what I mean? Like it's not squeamish. Plus the color palette, man. Like me and Joe, we appreciate a nice limited palette, and I mean, like we've rebranded, but like these are pink buzz colors, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a nice bit. The color, the choices of colors were to keep it like a cyberpunk feel to it, but it also helped me to be productive because a limited palette I won't hide it. It's faster.
Yeah. And I think it's easier. It looks good, and it's easier to get into a rhythm, I think. With a limited palette, you get into it, and you can knock the pages out because you get into that rhythm, and you get your flow going, and it's just like from page to page, it just, it just goes,
Also, with the character, Renegade, the main guy, I kind of get a little bit of Zeram influence from him. Did you ever watch the Japanese film Zeram?
No, it doesn't ring a bell. I should look it up.
Well, because the villain, the actual alien Zeram, he kind of has the same kind of look as Renegade. I guess it's probably mostly the hat, but or the headgear.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Yeah, well, that was I mean, you just said it. There's like a Japanese thing going on, a bit of an influence there too.
And a little Tetsuo the Iron Man ish.
Yeah.
Being able to adapt.
Definitely.
Yeah, how he adapts constantly.
Yeah. And the other influence that people might not pick up on was Warhammer 40,000.
Okay.
For people who know the lore, there's this thing called Necromunda. And it's like a giant city with different levels where you have like the scum living on the bottom, and you have like the rich people on top, and the rich people on top hunt the people down for fun. So that was part of the inspiration as well. That's the whole setting for Renegade.
Cool.
Okay, so unofficially it takes place in the Warhammer 40K universe. Like, cool.
Yeah.
The guy that we had on last time, like he had unofficial Magic the Gathering, so we kind of got that going on this week.
Well, I mean, it's not fully Warhammer, but I mean, it could work in it. Yeah.
But you can see like the suit, like in Warhammer, they have those big, robotic kind of mech suit kind of armor style. So you get that
power
from it. Yeah, power armor. Yeah, they definitely. It's cool, the power armor and all that. And I love like when he shows up at one of the first encounters with the scum, where all the blades just pop out because he knows he's going to get a horde of them and just going through them. I mean, like you said, Johnny put it up there before. Yeah, that's great. I love that. Yeah, and it's a good way to like the scum, right? They're all like because of the limited palette, you have the Renegade, who's like the purple. Yeah. But then the scum, it's almost like faceless hordes of like almost like army ants or something. So like have them all the one color, and it's like It's almost like him stomping a bunch of ants where it doesn't mean anything to him, where he's just single-minded mission and it doesn't matter. You know, they're all the same to him. It's all like, so the limited palette does work in that way. I love it. Yeah.
And it was fun to add like the little dashes of bright colors, like the neon green.
Yeah.
It really pops on the pages.
Yeah, for his visor and a few other little touches here and there.
And the little pink on the faces every now and then with the makeup and the all nice little touches. Plus, I mean, I love just looking at the ground in the panels because you like see little Game Boys and like doll heads and all kinds of just cool stuff, like the trash, you know what I mean? Like you know, this noodling, you know what I mean, down at the bottom. But like it's that detail that really helps sell the book, in my opinion.
Oh, thank you.
It really draws the eye to, you know, more than just like the characters. You know, there's a lot going on in everything.
Well, I took the cue from Jeff Darrow and Juan Jose Rip.
Great influences, man. I love Juan Jose.
So this, you're the artist on this, which you co-created with Alex Gemme, who was supposed to be on the show, but he gracefully bowed out because we think it's because he's not as confident with his spoken English as you are. So that's fine. We respect that and just wanted to give him a shout out. Love the book. So you did a great job, Alex, with Steph. So how did this come about? I think in the Kickstarter description, you said this was something you guys had toyed with, 20 years in the making? Was that what I did?
No, not 20 years. You're thinking of Zombie Commandos.
Oh, the Zombie Commandos. So basically the imprint has been 20 years in the making.
Renegade was it's a few years ago. I don't remember when exactly like the ideas started forming. I wanted to take a break from drawing pure horror, but I still enjoy drawing like the ultra violence and fights and stuff. So I took it to like the pure sci-fi setting, and I was just sketching out like designs without a full story formed yet. So I was just drawing Renegade for fun, and I also never did like. I mean, this is the closest that I got to doing superheroes.
Okay.
So, well, I guess unless you count the Ninja Turtles, but anyway, I wanted to do like a story which was the complete opposite of Zombie Commandos, because in that there's no heroes, there's no real hero, and this I wanted to make the central figure a hero, like more classic in a way, like you mentioned RoboCop earlier. So. But I couldn't find. I had the ideas for the character, for the setting, but I couldn't find the right story. So I asked around. Alex is. I met him through another friend in common. They have a little crew. They make short films together. So he's. I knew he was a good writer already, and he pitched me an idea. And I told him, "Oh, it would be nice to have this and that," and he put it all together really nicely.
Okay.
So the plan was all along to have it just be like one big action set piece. Was that like the foundation? You had that planned out, or?
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I mentioned when we were throwing ideas around, Alita, well, Gundam was one of the first things that came up. And that's heavily focused on action as well. I told them, like, you've seen what I like to draw. I want to do this, like, I want to make it like all action. But I mean, you have to help me bring some depth to it with the story as well. And I really enjoy working with writers because I have ideas for stories, but other people are much better at me for like the flow and the dialogues.
So, are you gonna delve any further into Renegade's backstory, or is the beginning just kind of all we get?
No, this is actually it's meant to be like a self-contained trilogy, but it's like a teaser for something bigger.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like if you just leave it to what's there, I love it. Like I hate when they draw out origins. Like I I like stories kind of like Faust, where it's just like there's no origin to the character. He just comes back from the grave, you know what I mean? And like I kind of like this too, where like they just find him, you know what I mean? Like, and is he dead? That's the one question I have. Is he dead, or was he just seriously injured when he gets found and brought back?
I don't know if I should say.
Okay. Good.
It's explained in the third issue 3.
Probably later on when the bigger project comes out.
Yeah, well, I mean, you won't get the whole backstory with the larger story, because you have like the point is to have him have a bit of flashbacks now and then, but he doesn't remember his past. That's a major part of his personality. He doesn't understand. It's like again the RoboCop thing, where he's like created for something, and they kind of erased his life so that he could pursue his mission
without any conflicts of interest or whatever. Yeah. So this story evolves around the Renegade character and his mission to go kill the what are they called? The emperors? Is that it? The gods to reclaim his body, his soul, to become the person he once was, right? That's kind of what he's sold. Story.
That's not. It's not specified. It's part of the mystery, because he's driven towards that. He knows he must do it, and as he's like fighting his way to the top, he's scratching for clues as to why he's driven there. And there's a new character in the third issue, the woman from the cover, Alice, and she's going to help him with that.
She's the reporter, revolutionary, right? That was covering at the beginning, or is it a different character? Okay,
it's a different woman.
Okay.
So this 3 parts evolves around his story, and the bigger story, is it more a story about the world they're in, or is it going to focus on the same characters, or is it you're going to build out more the world and tell stories with the different characters within this world, or is it going to be talking about him as well?
Well, he'll always be the main character, but more characters will be added as the story goes on, and we learn more about the world, because in this trilogy, he explores the 2 first levels.
Okay.
So in future books, he'll go up
a different level. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask. So like these guys that he's beating, they're not actually like the people that like actually rule. They're not the top layer people. They're just the gods of like his level, pretty much, right?
They're in the way of they were like the reason for the whole fight in the first issue was to get to the next level, and they guard each level is guarded, because they have their own economies and stuff. I don't go into much detail. It's all implied. And I guess I leave it a little bit to interpretation as well, maybe.
If this, because I know for your previous, what was the one you did the board game?
Zombie Commandos.
It was Zombie Commandos. And if this does well, are you thinking of doing like a game for this eventually? If it does, like, have you
it'd be fun.
idea? Yeah, because now you're talking about levels, right? Levels. Yeah. It just lends itself to becoming a game, right? So
it's totally like a video game with a final boss.
yeah, that's it. So yeah,
it would work. I mean, a video game is something different than a board game. Yeah. A lot more people would have to be involved, but I mean, who knows?
Yeah, because I think you're sold out of the Commando board game, right?
Yeah, it did well. It was a small print run, but I'd really like to get more printed, because people keep asking me about it.
Asking you for it?
Yeah.
That's good. That's fun. I mean, basically, like, we'll dive into this just a little bit. What kind of a board game? Like, what system? How does it work? Is it like with cards, or?
It's a card game. Yeah. And it's it feels like a deck building game, but it's not really. It's simpler than that. The players are. I'm happy to talk about this, by the way. I haven't talked about it in a while. Yeah. So the players are the zombies, and you have to kill all the humans.
Okay.
So and it's a collaborative game. So the players coordinate themselves with they each like they draw zombie cards, and at each turn there's human cards that come out, and they have to kill them. Every time you kill a human, you draw a new zombie card that symbolizes that human becoming a zombie. And the stronger the humans, the stronger the zombies you get.
Okay. Nice. Did you originally kickstart that board game, or would you consider doing a second Kickstarter to get like the second edition or second print, or
maybe I could use a different platform like BackerKit does the crowdfunding now?
Okay.
Directly. I could do it with a different platform just so it feels like
new.
Yeah. And I'll probably update the rules book because I got a lot of feedback from people.
Oh, there you go.
So
yeah, because it's not uncommon for games like this to come out with a second edition where they make some slight modifications and stuff like that. So it's not uncommon for like second editions of these types of games to come out. So
or
I could even update some of the art.
Yeah, you could even add like new cards, just little updates, just to give yourself fun to do instead of just,
We when we did the basic game, we added cards later on as what do you call them, stretch goals.
Oh, okay, I got you.
And the plan was to like sell them, like they do with Magic the Gathering, like expansion packs and stuff. But in the end, we just included everything in the box.
Yeah.
And so it's like more layers to the games. It's like special cards that do something that can throw off the game and stuff.
I wonder if you redid another, like, let's say crowdfunding for it, if you did like an add-on where you could just offer people to back, let's say, the new things you added onto it. So if they'd already backed it originally, if they find it on another platform, they could back like the add-on. So they can add it back, update theirs by getting the new stuff onto it, so you'd get a little, you give the people that are already there like a little,
that's a great idea.
Like a carrot and a stick, right? Like give them a little carrot. Yeah, you could add a tier that's just the updated or whatever you want to call it there.
And I also had I wrote down an entire new game as well, another one. I don't know when I'll ever get the time to do the art and like build the whole thing, but I wrote down the whole plan for another game. So that's something else I'd like to do, eventually.
And did you work with someone on that, writer or? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I had a childhood friend who's he's like obsessed with board games and stuff. He's he has a lot of them. He backs a lot of crowdfunding campaigns. He created previous games, so he knew what he was doing.
Cool. Yeah. So keep an eye out, people. You might be seeing Zombie Commando, the board game, coming back.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
An expanded edition.
Yeah. And speaking of Zombie Commandos, the final issue is my next project.
Oh, you're going to be okay. So you're going to be closing that one out.
Yeah, that one. The script was written. You said 20 years earlier.
Yeah.
The script for that was written 20 years ago.
20 years ago. Okay.
And I'll finally draw it.
Okay. Nice.
So, how many issues has that been going? The Zombie.
I have 8 issues out, but they all have like different numbers of pages. But I think it's about like over 200 pages so far, even more than that. And the last issue should have around 40 or so pages, and it'll be like the final thing. No follow up after that. It's the ultimate post-apocalyptic end of world story.
Until the reboot.
I mean, there's always room for prequels.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when issue 3 of Renegade, is that one complete, ready to go to the printer?
Yeah, it's all ready. I'm just waiting for I have a special guest doing the back cover.
Okay.
So I'm just waiting for his art, and I'm ready to go to print.
Okay, so there's no risk at all for people listening to back this. It's done. Like he has several previous projects that he's done, and it's almost fully funded. So like, get on this, man. It's a fun book. If you like 2000 AD, if you like the more kind of action packed cyberpunk anime or manga, like this is the book for you, man, with just this killer artwork here. Let me.
And you can get all 3 issues in the campaign if you want. You can just get the new book, but one of the tiers is the trilogy.
The trilogy, the catch-up tier.
And I want to mention that you mentioned this was ready to go. It's a safe bet. All my campaigns have been like this. I've never launched a campaign without having actually finished the project.
Finished the book.
That's so good. That is such a great way to do it. You know what I mean? Like I don't mind, waiting for a book, but like it's just so much better if it's ready to go. You know what I mean? When you ask for the money, in my opinion.
I'm anxious to mail out the books as soon as the campaign ends. So, I mean, I give myself maximum like a month. So that's why I mentioned January in the campaign. I mean, it could be before, but I doubt it. I don't think the printer. I think they'll be overloaded for the next few weeks. But definitely, it's a January in your mailbox.
That's true. I didn't think of that. A lot of people probably do like special Christmas stuff. I mean, like a lot of people have their own Christmas cards printed with a family picture on the top and shit. Yeah. So they must be getting a lot of like little Christmas stuff in for mid-December. People trying to get stuff out. And I didn't think of that. Yeah, printers are busy during the holiday season too.
Yeah. But I reserved my spot on my regular printer, and so it should be good to go. I'm hoping next week.
So, who do you print with?
They're called Cahiers du Livre in Montreal.
Okay.
They're specialized in small print runs, and they do beautiful work. I'm really they do such beautiful work. The Elizabeth Bathory book that I put out.
Yeah.
I got a special light hardcover with gloss, spot varnish, everything. It was so beautiful. They wanted to submit it. There's like an awards thing for printers.
Oh, for printers, yes.
Yeah. And they wanted to submit it, but they couldn't because it's pornographic.
Because of the content?
Got werewolf penises in it. We can't submit that. It's got werewolf dicks in it.
It is a little graphic.
Yeah.
Both in violent and nudity. It's graphic in both on 2 ends, not just one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I see a question there in the chat about the Creator Con. I didn't get any news from the organizer. I submitted to do a show in the States convention for indie comics, and I'm like, I have a full catalog. I have a full line of indie comics. I feel like I'd be the ideal exhibitor there, but no news.
So that's Matt, who's in the chats. Chase is there. Mama Goose. So got a few people in the chats checking in. So Creator Con, where is that exactly?
What's the city? I forget. It's not that far. I think it's like a 5-hour drive from Montreal.
Okay, 5. So it's just south of Boston, north of New York. So probably
something like that. Yeah.
I hope they get a hold of you because like they're one of the they're one of the few cons I actually respect right now. So
yeah, New Haven, Connecticut. Gotcha.
Well, it's like if they're afraid of the content, I mean, a lot of indie comics. I mean, I'm sure if Tim Vigil showed up there, they'd be happy to have him. But he does like way more hardcore stuff than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got the one book, and it's not. You printed it. You didn't create it, right?
Yeah, that's Rallo Cacares. You know what I mean? And like he's an international legend. You know what I mean? Like he's beloved worldwide. So,
I mean, a book like Renegade. I mean, I don't see a problem. It's violent, but I mean, it's not that.
But it's it's well within reason. I mean, it's not overboard at all. And
I mean,
because of
the gore, it's not even in red. You know what I mean?
That's what I meant. The colors, it's not red blood or anything.
So I mean, like technically, I mean, it could qualify as PG-13 because like the blood's all. I mean, it's Nintendo safe. You know what I mean? You don't gotta Mortal Kombat style.
Yeah. There's no sex in it either.
Yeah. Well, you know how it is. Sometimes people. But how many tables do they have at that place? Do you know roughly how many?
Oh, I don't know. It's not that big of an event, I think. But I mean, it's not a Comic-Con either. It's I think I don't know if we could compare it to like the other small press expos that we have in Canada.
Okay. Like TCAF, MCAF, FBDM.
FBDM is pretty big now. A lot.
Yeah, well, it's pretty. Yeah, it goes up Saint Denis. How do you like that? You were there.
Oh my God, it's become the best one for me.
Yeah.
Comic-Con used to be the events like even the Ottawa Comic-Con was the most where it was the place I sold the most books ever.
Okay.
But the FBDM in Montreal surpassed that like way over. It's what helps a lot is that it's a free event for the public.
Yes, because it's up Saint Denis. They close off.
Oh, that's the open air one you were telling me about.
They close off one really busy street downtown in a really nice area. They close the street down for what, 6 blocks about?
Yeah, I guess
roughly 6 blocks, and you just walk up and down. They figured it out because one year they put the creators on the wrong side of the street, so they were boiling in the sun the first year. So they switched them to the other side of the street, so they're in the shade from the building all day, so it's more tolerable. Yeah, so
you get a lot of people who show up there for the event, but a lot of people were just like passing through, and it's crazy. I sold out a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, they have like people performing music too and stuff. They have a lot of what do you call it?
Workshops too.
Workshops, yeah. You can bring your kids. They have kids workshops that they have creators come and do stuff. They have creators come in and do presentations.
I did a battle where two artists like on the big they battle each other.
Okay.
And the crowd suggests like stuff to add to our characters as we.
Also, as you're drawing it, they throw out. That's awesome. Did you like that? Was that fun?
Yeah, it was fun.
Who are you up against?
Now I'm blanking out. Sorry, I forget his name. It's a big, like someone well known too.
Axel?
No. What's his name? Oh, I'm sorry, I forget.
That's all right. Quebecer from Montreal or from around the area?
I think he is. Well, he either that or French.
Okay.
Yeah. And
how much would you say is, because obviously it's in Montreal, so you get a lot of French publishers and stuff. So and I was trying to explain to someone, I said I'd say it's 50-50. French and English, the books almost.
Yeah. I mean, I'm francophone, but all my books are in English.
Mm-hmm. So then you have guys like Manu who do both. He offers French and English.
Oh, yeah.
So a few people do that as well, and then you have some people, like you say, that some are just French, some are just English. And when I was going through, I got a feel for it was almost 50-50.
I guess that's a fair assessment. Yeah,
maybe a little bit more on the French side, but not by much. Like it's really close to being 50-50, I'd say.
Yeah. And as for the genres, there's something for everyone.
Yeah.
So there you had I had the Elizabeth Bathory book, and a few boots down you had the kids book, and there's really everything.
Manga, they have some manga stuff. They have slice of life. They have some people go, like when I didn't go last year, but I went the 2 previous years, and there's a guy there and he had his zine. He was selling his zine. He had a booth and he was selling his zine. Who else was there one year? Oni I don't know if Oni has a booth every year, but the year I went, Oni had their booth.
I love snatching up Canadian properties, so yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, I think they have a deal with Fond Froid, I think, because Axel and Cab put out their books with Fond Froid and Oni. So the French version comes out with Fond Froid, and then their English versions come out with Oni Press. So
who did U-Town?
Yeah, that's the U-Town creator. Yeah. Cab. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure they have some kind of deal going on there with Fond Froid or the editors or whatever. They must know each other and are friends and kind of.
Yeah, well, I mean, after the event, it's like the tradition. We all go to Cheval Blanc, the bar.
Yeah.
Like cartoonist bar.
Yeah.
I had some beers with the Oni guy, and I was like, between like two sips, I was like, hey, how about my books? And he's like, it's too violent.
It's too violent?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yes and no. I like Renegade, for example, like Johnny said, and like I was alluding to too. Yeah, it's violent, but it's not like a lot of it is machine. So a lot of it is, and when it is someone getting hurt, you don't really see blood.
Well,
it's suggested, but it's not.
Well, what I would say is, you're not pretentious enough to be on Oni. Like, that's be the way I'd put it. I love Oni books, but you got to have a certain kind of artsy fartsiness, pretentiousness to your work, and
I feel sometimes like I'm in between cracks. It's like it's not commercial enough, like Image Comics or like the superhero stuff, but also not highbrow enough. Is that the word, highbrow?
Highbrow,
yeah.
Like or like like drawn in quarterly or like artsy,
graphics.
Yeah. So I'm in the gutter with all the other trash.
I think if you were in the UK, you'd get picked up really fast. I could see you working for 2000 AD, no problem, man.
Oh yeah, well, it is an influence, so yeah, I'd have a lot of fun doing that.
For the rest of this series, the Renegade series, is Alex on board? Is he going to be continuing the story for you?
Well, I hope so.
Okay.
I hope so. Who knows? Maybe more people get involved. I have no plans yet. Yep.
Okay.
I have a rough idea of the whole story, but the details they still need to be written down,
figured out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
I have the final scene though, like the very final.
Okay.
Scene.
Yeah.
It's there in my head.
Well, that's what a lot of writers do, right? They say, figure out your ending and then work from there. Like work backwards, Yeah. So I mean, right? And endings are tough, right? For a series, they're tough for people to be satisfied, right? I mean, I think that's the hardest job when it comes to a creative endeavor, is finishing it in a way that makes people happy and satisfied, right? So
it's really hard. Like when I do short stories, like when I did like all the little stories in my anthologies, or when I contribute to others, I try to do like a punchline, because it's more often than not it's humorous, the stuff I do, and I try to find like something funny, and it's really hard.
Yeah.
And you want to take people by surprise. Or I did like one time I did a story which was a homage to They Live.
Okay.
That movie.
Yeah.
And my homage was about the entire scene where they just fight over the sunglasses
in the alleyway.
Yeah. That was my whole comic. That was it. It was just a fight. But it was like different characters. It was hats instead of glasses.
Okay.
It was demons instead of aliens. But it was just one big fight. And at the end, the guy just puts the hat and says, "Oh yeah, I can see them now."
So you kind of dipped your toes into sci-fi with this one. Have plans on maybe trying any other like genres? You got a Western in mind maybe, or like a romance comedy?
I'm actually working a romance that I mean, drawing beautiful women is hard. Like I do them, but they're a lot harder than the others. The book I'm working on right now, because I mean I'm always working on something, even as something else is coming out, is actually like a techno barbarian thing, like Masters of the Universe.
Okay.
So it's more feels
fantasy?
more like fantasy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And is that going to be a Bloody Gore Comix as well, or?
Well, we don't. Yeah, I'm doing this with other people. It's a collaborative project.
Like an anthology?
No. There's a writer.
Okay.
Jake Dion is the writer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Jake. Yeah.
And another cartoonist, Charlotte. She's doing the colors.
Okay.
Ariel is helping out with the dialogues, and I'm doing the art.
Okay.
Like all the drawing. I have almost half of it drawn already, and
got you.
Yeah.
So if Jake's involved, then it might go with a publisher. Then one of the publishers, because what was his book? It was
Noir.
That's it. Chanson Noir was with
Vienna.
Yeah, that's it. So he already has like some connections through these companies. So I don't know.
Well, we're actually thinking about submitting it to heavy metal.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice. So this is going to be in English.
It might. The plan is to do it in English, but I'd like to do this in French as well.
French as well.
Yeah.
I know Jake is just itching to get something of his published in English. When
Yeah.
he was on, he was like, I just want to get something translated and done in English. He was like, he had a hard on for it for some reason. He just wants to see it. I don't know if it's because he sees Cab and XL, like their work being translated, and he's like, it'd be so cool to see it like on an American publisher, like he's super appreciative. It's not that he I mean, he earns his bread and butter just through like Quebec and stuff. So I mean, he's not. There's no shade. It was just like maybe you're just reaching the different market in North America than just Quebec, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They're bringing actual metal hurlon back. I mean, like if you guys do it in French, it might actually be like published there, and like you guys might get into the Euro market, which would be great, which probably be better than sliding into the American market. To tell you the truth,
could be. I was in Denmark last spring, and I found that a lot more people knew about my books than I realized over there. It's a whole different world over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, European comics is real, man. Like I try to tell people all the time, man. Like it is a booming market, and they have so many incredible talents that just never get noticed over here, which is a shame, because almost every crappy book from Marvel or DC gets published in every language under the sun. But trying to get some good stuff from Europe or Asia translated into the English, and it's a goddamn, like trying to jerk off an elephant, you know what I mean?
My God. I've seen those videos. It's quite a feat. So how far along is this? Just in the infancy stages, like of the project with Jake, or are you pretty far along?
I think I'm well into it. I mean, the colors, Charlotte hasn't started on the colors yet, but like I said, I'm almost half of the art is done.
Half of the ink, like ready for colors.
Like all the line work and shading.
Okay. Look at Jake thinking he's like Jeff Lemire, what's his name? Chip Zdarsky over here, like making other artists do his drawing for him nowadays, man. Come on, Jake.
Well, when he wanted to do a project with me, and I was like, well, I mean, we both draw. What do you mean? He said, I'll write it. I was like, whoa, okay. And he does help out in a way for drawing because he provides the thumbnails.
Yeah, like if he has an idea. Mm-hmm. That's cool. For sure. Yeah, and he did mention that he wanted to try just writing. When we had him on a couple years ago, I remember him saying he wanted to try just writing a story and letting someone else So that way he get more projects out that way if he's not drawing them all the time. Like he'll still draw his projects that he wants to draw, but if he writes as well, he can put out more content, more creative work that way.
Yeah, and the story is like tailor written for me.
I mean, there you go.
It's like all the stuff I love to draw. There's lots of fights again. It's a lot of brutal stuff.
How many pages is that supposed to be roughly?
It'll be around 40 pages.
Okay, so like a giant size.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool. That's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. And he did a variant cover for your Slaughter Kingdom.
Yep.
And he also did a pinup for issue
Renegade.
1, the first one. Yeah.
Was it the first or second one?
Second one? The second one. It was the second one. Yeah, it was the second one.
Yeah.
He drew it with the samurai
really
or
good.
whatever it is. Yeah, the straw hat, but metal.
Yeah.
I love the guest pinups you do. Are most of those guys based out of Quebec? Are they all kind of French?
No, I mean, like the first 2 issues, the back covers are from Tim Tyler. He's from Florida.
Okay.
He's a big name too. I got a whole bunch of. I was a bit last minute with issue 3, asking people around for pinups. Okay. I concentrated on finishing the book, and I totally forgot to get people involved for pinups. So I'll only have 2, 3 with the back cover. Mm-hmm. Maybe another one. I don't know. But I got a whole bunch for the first issues, and some people from Quebec, some in the States, from Europe. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I like that they all kind of really fit the style of the book. A lot of times when I look at the pinup gallery, sometimes the art styles, you're kind of like, why did you get that guy? But like none of them, I kind of got that feeling looking at them. And like, in the first one you had about 10, right? I think like there's
a lot
of the back issue that was like all pinups, which really, really nice. And like you said, the printer you use, man, like the colors just pop, man. Yeah. Like these books look really good in digital that we're showing you, but like, when you see them in print, like it's actually better looking. The colors are actually a lot more vibrant, a lot more lifelike.
I don't know if I open one up here.
Do I have mine kicking around here? I think it's in a box.
I don't know if it shows up. Like I'll show you the wait.
Yeah, there's Jake's.
Yeah. Yeah, really punchy colors. Emmanuel's.
Yeah, Manu. Yeah.
And I mentioned Tim Tyler.
Yeah, in the back cover.
Yeah.
Tim Tyler. I'll have to look him up.
Yeah, he does. He's really productive, and he always has Kickstarters going too. He's he draws like a lot of sexy chicks and violent people killing each other.
There you go.
And he's a good friend of Tim Vigil's.
Ah, there you go. Okay. So he's part of that whole crew of
Outlaw.
Influenced by that kind of whole crew.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not bad. It's a good influence to have.
Yeah.
I noticed something you posted a while back. I think it was during the summer. You had your studio. You said, I don't know if you're renting a house or if you bought a new house, but you had your studio in the attic.
No, not in the attic. No. It's we bought a house this summer.
Yeah.
And I have a much better studio now. I mean, it's I have a high ceiling, so maybe it looks like a.
Oh, okay. Were you renovating?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, when we moved in, we were fixing up the whole.
Okay.
Everything. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe that was in the middle of it because it looked like there was like exposed beams and stuff like that.
When was this again?
I don't know. It was on your Instagram. I saw it posted like a little while back, and I was like, oh, I don't know if he has a summer home or something now, or does it look like? Because it looked like you're set up with your I don't know if it was your computer or your tablet on like a little patio set, kind of.
Oh, that was in my backyard.
Oh, that was in your backyard.
Yeah,
Okay.
in the gazebo.
Oh, it was a gazebo. Got
Yeah.
you. So you're just because it must have been at night because it looked like it wasn't well lit. So it looked like it was inside
Exactly.
where you didn't get much light. So it was outside in your gazebo. Got you.
It was all cozy. I'm really happy about this because where I used to live, I only had like a balcony on the fourth floor.
Yeah.
And going outside to draw wasn't that great. And I have a nice little cozy spot outside. And
Now?
I mean, not now, it's a bit cold, but I'm looking forward to summer again where I can draw outside.
Cool. So how far is that now from your old place?
It's not that far. It's like a 10-minute drive.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I usually do local pickup when for your books, so I wasn't sure if I was gonna have to get it mailed this time or if I could still do the local pickup thing. So
I mean, it depends. I'm a bit further south in Saint Sabaya.
South is closer to me.
Oh, even better then.
Because I live near the American border, so.
Oh, so I'm actually closer.
Maybe a little bit closer, yeah.
Yeah.
Won't have to cross the bridge or any. Oh well, you were on this side of the bridge anyway before.
Yeah, I'm fully on the South Shore. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
It's nice. I have the best of both worlds. I have like a nice little yard, but I'm also really close to downtown Montreal if I want to go.
If you want to go, yeah. That's cool. Cool. So, Johnny.
Yeah.
Did we drop the link? Yeah, the link's there in the chats. It's in the description, so people can go hit the link to go back this third issue of this arc of Renegade. Well, let's see. Did it?
Thank you, Melissa, for the feedback.
Yeah. So yes, you can go back at there. That's the third and final issue of this arc of Renegade from Bloody Gore Comix. With Alex Gemme is writing, and Steph once again is on the art duties on this series. So
I'm so glad you're here to help me say, because I would have totally said Alexander Gimme. So
well, we could try get. Who's the guy you like, Johnny? The one who works with Pat Mills.
Oh, Oliver Ledois. I used to say Oliver Ledois. If you watch my videos where I'm talking about his art.
Oh my god, his art is insane.
Yeah, Ledois is incredible, man.
So Johnny's like, oh, he'd love to get him on the show. I was like, I could try. I don't know. If his French isn't good, I could just translate, do the interview and just translate whatever. But yeah,
that'd be awesome. He's pretty big. He's like really famous.
Yeah, he's huge in Europe. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, he probably, I don't know how old he is. He's been working with Pat Mills for a while, so he's probably from that generation of creators.
Yeah, they did Shaw in the mid 90s, and then they've been doing they did Requiem to the late 90s to the mid 2000s. So yeah. And then since then he's only gotten like bigger. He did like the Techno Fairy book and a bunch of stuff that I would love to get, but then never gets published in English. God damn it! Like,
I mean, if I got Raoul for Battery, maybe there's still a chance I could get people like that translated.
Would you translated and published?
Yeah.
I mean, if the market's there, I mean, why not? Who doesn't like to get their stuff more books sold, right? I mean, if there's interest and you can sell those books, then
I actually have more books that I could publish than I can afford to right now. Like the creators of Spore Horse and Savage Worlds, they have a lot more that I can publish. I just need to pace myself. And even Raoul, I could publish more of his work, which will probably happen.
Yeah, that's Kickstarter did really well.
Yes,
if I remember correctly. Yeah.
And
that you're not sold out. People can still pick up copies of that.
I have a few.
Have a few left. Yeah.
Here's a teaser.
Only a few boxes left.
That's it.
Okay, that's all on your shelf too. Okay, got you. Yeah. So aside from that creator con, is there any other cons you're you're planning on going to. Is Montreal still doing their Christmas, their little one at
Yeah,
Christmas
but
time?
I think it's this weekend, or was it this past weekend? I forget.
Oh, it already went by. Okay.
I'm not sure. Or it's this weekend, and I couldn't go because I'm going to the Gatineau one. There's a Gatineau Comics Festival. So I started doing it. It's like my third year in a row now.
And it's a good one then if you go back every year.
It's a small, I mean, it's not there the place to make money. It's just it's a nice gathering of creators.
Okay, so it's more for
kicking it and
that's it.
Melbourne.
Yeah.
That's
and
cool.
it's nice because it's in my hometown too, so I go see my folks and stuff.
There you go. You make a trip of it.
Yeah.
That's this weekend.
Yeah.
So if people want to go see you this weekend, they can go to the Gatineau. Is it a comic fest?
It's called Rendez-vous de la BD de Gatineau.
Okay.
So it's kind of like FBDM, but on a much smaller scale. Yeah.
Where do they hold the event?
At the Congress Center, Palais des Congrès.
Palais des Congrès in Gatineau. So
yeah.
So you can go see Steph there, pick up his books. You can even pick up copies of what was the name of his book? The one you just showed?
Elizabeth Bathory.
Elizabeth Bathory, yeah, that's
I have those.
Yeah.
And it's a free event.
It's a free event as well?
Yeah.
So that's good. Anything else coming up in the near future? I know wintertime's a little slower for conventions, but
yeah, the next event is likely to be in spring.
In spring.
This was a big year, 2024, with Copenhagen and Prévost as well this summer. Two events that I had never done before. So
how did you like Copenhagen?
It was amazing. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I met like the underground comic scene over there.
Yeah.
These creators, like they're putting out like really nice stuff. It's beyond zines. It's like they get really trashy stuff nicely printed.
Really? Yeah, like Johnny was saying, in Europe it's crazy.
Yeah.
So the whole different scene.
And the city itself is beautiful. The food was great. It's an expensive place to be though. Everything was expensive, but I really enjoyed my stay there, and it was nice to like I mentioned, some people actually came up to me and they knew about the books that I published.
Yeah.
So that was a nice surprise.
Yeah. And how'd you do there at the convention?
I did fine. I mean, it wasn't it's kind of like a TCAF sized event, I would say.
Yeah.
And so I did okay. I mean, I wish I had sold out everything that I brought there because I had to bring it back on the plane.
Bring it back. Yeah.
It wasn't that bad. I sold enough to be happy. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Copenhagen's a pretty good place. Those Nordic countries like that, they all can a pretty good percentage of the people can read and speak English. So I mean, it's not a bad market for having English books or American comics to sell there.
Exactly. And I was like the guy to my left was Swedish, and the woman to my right, I think she was from Norway, and everyone spoke English like fluently. So it wasn't a problem at all.
It's all Germanic languages, so I mean, like,
yeah.
American English is like British English is derived from the Danes pretty much, and their influence over England. So yeah.
But ironically, if I go to Italy, I won't understand, even though I speak French.
Yeah, it's a little too different.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool, man. So that was a good that you went this summer.
That was in May. So I had that was in May. I had something in June, something in July, in August, September. Almost every month I had a convention.
Because FBDM is the end of June or end of July?
That was May as well. 2 conventions.
That's the end of May. Okay.
So I was in Copenhagen one weekend, and the following weekend I was at FBDM.
Holy shit! That's
woo. That's some jet lag, man.
Yeah. Oh man.
It was a lot of I won't say work because I enjoyed so much, but it was I mean, it was an effort.
Yeah. But I mean, that's it. You're just hustling, man.
Yeah,
Making it work. That's good.
yeah, I have to.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I remember seeing you posted something for Copenhagen. I didn't realize it was for a convention, though. I thought you were just on vacation.
I was actually a guest, so that was
really
yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I suppose printing that hardcover helped out with that.
Not even. It was
No?
the people who invited me over. It was about Bloody Gore Comix.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
So about the imprint.
Yep.
Nice. That's
Yep.
cool. So that must have been pretty special then.
Yeah, I'm
that
really
the
happy.
imprint's getting recognized a little bit. Yeah, because you have Oleg did the book drawn. Yeah. The first
Raw,
time I ordered, drawn raw. I got that one as an add-on with the first issue of Renegade. Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he's not doing much comics right now because of the whole situation in Russia.
Yeah.
He's I don't even know if he's actually in Russia but I want to hang on to that guy. He's really good. I want to work with him again.
Yeah. Well, he did I believe he did some pages in Matt's second issue of Tales to Enlighten. He did the Hitler story, I believe, was Oleg's, if I remember correctly. I think it was the Hitler story.
Yeah. That was I'm spreading the word about Oleg, so I hope it helps him out.
Yeah, he's a good artist. So fun stuff too. Like good exaggerated, like beefcakey. You know, like what was it? Was it that one that had like the big? He did genitalia of the devil's genitalia in that one in Tales to Enlighten, or what is it? Or is it Hitler mutated? And I think he drew a big veiny cock.
Oh yeah, and also I thought you were referring to the like in the raw draw the
raw draw. Yeah, he does some stuff.
Steak for his day.
The wooden stake. Yeah. What was the line? What was the joke?
Vampire.
safe sex. No, was that it? No. What was it with the wooden stake? There was like a line. There was a joke. I can't remember now.
Yeah,
it was kind of funny. Yeah, I don't know if it was because he tapes it to his dick, right? And he goes have sex with a vampire, and he's like, "Oh, I practice safe sex." I think that's what it was. Something like that. Yeah. I got a laugh out of that one. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah. So this weekend, man, if you guys want to go pick up some of Steph's work or any of the other books he has in the lineup of the Bloody Gore imprint, because like Johnny and I said, there's a few in there that I want to check out, like Cat Call. What was the other one I saw that I was like, oh, that'd be cool to check out? I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, there's a few in there that.
Yeah, and there's a bunch that I need to reprint because people are asking about books that like the one that I get most requests to get reprinted is the second anthology. The one where I'm blanking out what's his name who did the cover. Alex Horley.
Okay.
The guy who, I mein, it kind of looks like Simon Bisley, his art.
Oh, got you. Okay.
He's what else? The Blood Queen book with Juan Jose who did the cover.
Okay.
That one's requested as well.
A lot. So those two you're sold out?
Yeah, I have to reprint those.
You have to reprint those, yeah. Oh, that's good though.
Yeah.
That's a good problem to have.
Yes.
Yeah. But you got to reprint, because you're selling too much. So
and often it's books that either I did the sprint runs were too small, or it's a long time ago, so that's why I run out of them. I always have more copies of more recent books, obviously.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Like you might run out of a few different ones after this Kickstarter, once you go through the add-ons and everything, and you'll be in Gatsno too. So you'll probably be selling some stuff there, and
Yeah,
So-
it's I mean, I'm always happy to run out of books. It's
yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah. It's just now you gotta get them reprinted. That's the
Yes.
hassle, right? So,
But where the good thing about these days is compared to like I don't know what 20 years ago is we can do smaller print runs. Because I remember when the first Zombie Commando books came out, it was the first book that I got printed. It was my own money. I had just got out of school, so I didn't have much money, and I got 2,000 copies printed.
wow, that's a lot
That was the smallest print run I could have
at the time.
Yeah, and it was at Quebec who printed Marvel.
Yeah, and that's a big printing company. I mean,
Yeah.
Jesus, yeah.
And those boxes, all my apartment filled with boxes of comics.
Yeah, because that's a lot. 2,000. I mean,
Yeah.
for a small indie, like back in the 90s, that was like standard. Oh, 2,000, no problem. We'll sell them all. But it's a different market now. You know,
It took 20 years to sell them all.
hey, you got them sold. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, you got to look at it like, was the price printed on them?
No, I didn't put a price on them.
No, so with inflation and everything, it was like a good investment. You bought low, sold high. Because over the years, you put the price up, but you paid so little for them.
Actually, you can find them on eBay, and there's ridiculous prices for them.
That people put, some people put like,
I'm like, really? You could have bought them from me for like a fraction of that price.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes people don't think of it, right? Like, yeah. You know what you could do with your books, like do like a Bloody Gore anthology where you select like maybe some of your best sellers that are out of print and do like sell them together in like a hardcover or like a collected edition
compendium.
Like a compendium of maybe, I don't know if that would work well
I'm planning to do like compendiums of series like Zombie Commandos eventually. I'll do as a compiled book. I'll put out the final issue first, and then the plan is after that to do like a collected book. Probably use Jason Carnes for the cover. You know him, the guy who does Tales from Uranus and Fucketer.
Okay.
And I'll be putting out Spore Horrors as a collected book. Like all the multiple copies.
Issue. Yeah.
I'll do that for sure.
Cool. Yeah. Now, would you like opt more for a soft cover, hardcover?
Who knows?
I think the Elizabeth Bathory, you did both the soft and hardcover, right? Yeah.
I did, and the hardcover sold a lot more
than the soft cover. Yeah.
I didn't print that many, so I just wanted to see how it would go. I wanted to offer it as an option, but I didn't print as many, and it was a good gamble because the hardcover does sell more.
Yeah. Well, it's nice, right, on a bookshelf, a hardcover.
Yeah.
Especially how many pages was that? That was 200 and
it's almost 100. Yeah. It's like 185, I think.
Yeah, so it's a nice thicker book with a hardcover. It looks nice. That's like the perfect, I think, number of pages for a hardcover.
Yeah. Zombie Commando collected would be bigger, so I don't know how that would do, but I don't know.
I think once you start getting over 500 pages for a hardcover.
Oh, you mean like Tales to Enlighten?
Yeah, but I mean,
physical book is insane.
Yeah,
I think it's the most insane book I have. Like
New York phone book, man, that thing is unreal huge.
But that's a soft cover though, isn't it?
Oh
yeah, I think he did hardcovers for him. Yeah.
No, that's it. But that's what I mean. When you get over 500 pages, you're almost better off a soft cover because it makes it easier to read once it's over a certain number of pages.
I think the only hardcovers I have that are that big are the complete Creep Packs hardcovers that Fantagraphics put out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even think those are 500 pages. I think they're like around 400.
Like I think 500 pages or less. It's still easy to read in a hardcover format, but once you start getting over that, I mean, the soft cover makes it a little easier to handle for reading. Yeah.
But when you're dealing with a book that big, you're gonna have to put it down on a desk and like read it like that. There's no way you're gonna like lay back and read it like you can like a normal size book.
And I'm wondering about the price. I mean, just the Elizabeth Bathory hardcover was so expensive to print. So even more pages and with color, that I don't know how much that would cost.
Yeah, that might be. Yeah, it might.
I mean,
might price out people then if you're. That's always tricky, right? The price point.
Yeah,
that's always like, will people mind paying the extra for this, or does it put it just that little bit too high where people are like, I want to.
We managed to with the Kickstarter and with the print run, I managed to get a decent price that'll allow me to make it like I think it's like a standard price for a book that size.
Yeah,
I sell it for 60 Canadian. So I think
200. Yeah, that's definitely within. Yeah. That's not bad at all. That's a good price.
Yeah. I even sold some at I forgot. I was at Exposine a few weekends ago, which is a small pressing, more focused on zines.
Okay.
But I sold copies of Elizabeth Bathory even there.
Yeah. Yeah, Matt lost his shirt.
Don't follow his example.
Shit.
Well, he had a lot of pages that were pinups, right? So.
Well, I mean, like that second book, how much commission art he had to pay? Like those page rates, man. Like
yeah.
First book, maybe not that second one. I could just imagine how much the cha-ching.
You're a legend, man.
He did a lot of roofing that year.
Yeah, man.
He was fucking working weekends. I guarantee you that. He did it though. He did his 2 books. They're massive too.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an accomplishment.
Like 1,000 pages of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an accomplishment, man. That book, the 2 volumes, they're quite an accomplishment. So
yeah.
So I mean, oh my back, yeah. Fucking pack of shingles, man. They're not light. All in those, if you don't have a fucking
and shipping them too was probably expensive.
Yeah.
Oh,
find me an artist for a new book. Man,
I could do some.
Yeah. And he is dirt cheap from what we learned off air too. So, yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say dirt, but he's definitely a bargain.
Well, as far as artists I know go, like he is definitely the most economical.
You're getting good value. Definitely good value. Yeah. Especially if you want what is it? Wrestling erotica?
Naked women boxing.
Boxing erotica. He's pretty good at that. He's done a few books now already.
Oh, about that. I asked the guy if he would be comfortable with me compiling them into a printed book.
And like put it out there?
Yeah, he agreed.
Okay, wow. Even with his likeness in one of the books, because didn't he have himself drawn in one of them?
I didn't do that one yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I do a selection.
That's so funny. He wanted you to draw him getting his ass kicked by a woman.
I did one. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I did
where he gets his ass handed to him. Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But that would, I mean, there would be no narrative to the book. It would just be like a succession of fights. But I mean, I'm sure some people
you could do like an like those like Mortal Kombat type where there's a very shallow story to it, but or a Street Fighter type thing, where it's just.
I think I don't even need to. I mean, just do it like that. I'm sure someone would find it weird enough to pick it up.
Yeah. So you're gonna print that?
Just name it "This Guy's Kink." And
I was thinking conservative ladies engaging in pugilism.
or you know, if it's, you know, kink boxing instead of kickboxing, boxing,
nice
King boxer.
Nice
boxing, yeah, kink boxer, or yeah. Yeah. So then with that, it would be like a Kickstarter project that you'd actually sell this to people?
I don't think I would kickstart this one.
No.
No.
Well, I don't know, dude. Have you seen the titty books on Kickstarter? People are fucking crazy.
They love their Gooner books, man. There are so many Gooner
but I
comic
mean,
fans.
they're not. I mean, I understand this guy has a kink, but they're not sexy.
They're not.
I don't know. I mean,
you know what? Just get commission one guy to do like a sexy cover.
Yeah, just get a sexy cover. It doesn't matter if the books are hot or not.
Because that's what happens on Kickstarter with like 90% of the books. Commission one sexy cover.
Yeah.
And say it's like sexy women fighting. And then people will get it just for the sexy cover. And
last one, Jose.
Yeah, there you go. Do one sexy cover. And then it'll sell like hotcakes because it's just women beating, especially if it's women beating up dudes. Like people like that kind of submission type stuff.
Well, it's mostly, most of them are, there's like a dozen of them. It's women against women.
Women? Okay.
And there's that one story where it's him against himself.
Okay.
So there's no, but I mean, I could easily offer it to him to do a woman beating up a guy.
Yeah.
That's what I did in the Blood Queen book.
There you go.
Good.
So man, that's cool. I'm fucking back that day one. After talking about it a couple times, I'm curious to see I hope it happens. I'm really curious to see.
Yeah, I should do it. I keep pushing it back, like to concentrate on other stuff. But I mean, I have all this material just sitting there.
Yeah. And how would that work? You'd credit him as the what?
I'd have to figure that out.
Like writer or
I don't know.
Plotter, or how did you consider that?
I don't know. I mean, I can just like talk to him about it, see how he wants to approach it. I mean, technically it belongs to him because he paid me for them.
Yeah, it's work for hire, right?
Yeah.
So.
But he was like delighted at the idea that he would get a copy in the mail.
Like and actually it's kind of cool to see it printed as an actual book that people can go around and buy or You know what? Put like one of those what do you call it? Like the tiers where you can buy 10 copies discounted for like stores and stuff. And then he could get a bunch of copies and just hand it out to all his friends and family, you know.
This is what I'm into.
It makes for a great Christmas present, you know. Christmas is around the corner. There you go. So if people want ideas for Christmas, go to Gatineau, pick up some books off Steph, and you know, you can knock a few people off your list there.
Yep. Yeah. And I'll sign them and do a little sketch on the cover.
A little remark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So, one last time before we log off, Steph has Renegade issue 3 on Kickstarter. Link is in the description and in the chat. So just click it, go back it. There's a week left. Pretty much funded. I think, I don't know if it's funded now but it was at 99%. So pretty close to being funded. So within the week, within the next few days, it should be 100% funded. The book is done, ready to go. I'm sure the files are probably already ready, sent to the printers or ready to send. So as soon as the campaign's done, that send button gets hit and it goes to the printers. And so go back, cool comics, man. Steph's a cool guy. He has a cool comic. When you get your backer, shop through what he has available from Bloody Gore Comix. There's a few cool things in there that there's a bit of variety in there. So depending on what you're into, you could probably find something you'd dig. So once you get your backer surveys, go through his store and see what else Bloody Gore has available to purchase.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And now I hate to do this, but we're gonna get a little serious on you guys. We like we said, we had an announcement for the end of the show, and tragically, a good friend of the show has passed away. The second creator we ever interviewed on the show, Sam Blanchard Slepshig, has lost the battle to cancer and is no longer with us. And we learned about this right before the show. I guess it happened last night. Our hearts and minds go out to his wife and his family. It is just beyond tragic. I personally saw Sam as a personal inspiration. I loved his art. Like Red was one of the first Kickstarters, because I'd been back in Kickstarters for a good while, but it's the first one of the first ones that really blew my mind and that I was just super excited to get into. And yeah, man, we just really hope he's at peace up there, man. You know, drawn beautiful women and Ninja Turtles and all that other stuff that he loved to do, man. We miss you, Sam. You know, take care.
Yeah, he'll definitely be missed for sure.
And with that, we'll see you guys on Thursday. We're going to be talking about Arcane, and yeah, rest in peace, Sam. See you guys.
Hug your loved ones.